karma never expires after the way this fighter disrespected his opponent. I don't think he'll dare provoke anyone again after the beating he's about to get.
How dare you!
Don't make weight. Make weight. Smash you tomorrow night.
This Russian fighter, Shovakal, is one of the most arrogant you'll ever see. He doesn't seem happy, except when he's insulting or provoking his opponents. But best thing about these arrogant fighters, seeing them get what they deserve.
He said, right up the middle, putting him on his heels.
Jones pushing the pace, firing fists. Look at him, Jacoby Jones.
Oh, beautiful right hand last. Closes the corner, pushing the tail. Look at this. Jacoby is a pit bull right now.
A lot of success in this opening round.
I just love how aggressive Jones and calculated he is. It's not messy. It's beautiful. It's sharp. You know.
He is. He has not stopped. Oh, caught him with the flying knee. Now
Front
attacks the
headlock.
neck.
Snaps him down. You know, sitting back and letting Chichaya use his energy. Smart.
How about that?
Beautiful right hand, double right hand, triple right hand for Jones, and a leg kick now on top of the head. That was what he was grabbing. He was wondering what happened. It was a strike that landed. Beautiful strikes. Look at that.
I hope so.
Waiting for that knee, lands it at the right time.
He's had a lot of success off the break tonight.
Got him!
Oh, fucking dude.
Laying down shots. Chichaya 167 to 38. As dominant of a 59-year-old, Jacoby Jones, 25-year-old Shovakal.
During the press conference between these two fighters, this humble French fighter gave his opponent a shirt, and in return for this kindness, the arrogant rat wiped his opponent's respect on his ass. This arrogant fighter always looks down on his opponents, believing he's superior to everyone. That kind of behavior shows his lack of sportsmanship. But the moment the fight began, that arrogance crumbled, and the Rat King tasted the bitterness of his own vanity. This Dutch fighter used a dirty tactic, delivering a treacherous knockout blow to his Belgian opponent, Harout Grigorian, who thought the round was over. The arrogant Dutchman believed he had won only to be met with a fierce, unexpected attack from the crowd. This cheap fighter should have been disqualified for breaking the rules. 6 months later, the fighters had a rematch. The angry, bloodthirsty Belgian monster returned, eyes burning with revenge, waiting for the bell to begin the match and exact revenge.
Survival mode right now. We may have a new champ in the making. Harout Grigorian hitting the champ. What is it? The referee has stopped it. Are you kidding me?
This arrogant French giant brazenly provoked his opponent, believing his cheap trick would go unpunished. But the Cuban warrior didn't tolerate that behavior. When the pompous giant got what he deserved, his pride exploded in anger. He pretended to stay calm, only to sneak in a cheap shot with the scale. This kind of unsportsmanlike conduct is a serious act of disrespect toward any opponent. But in the end, he received a harsh lesson in respect and humility. This shameless, arrogant bull acted like a real rat, delivering a cheap, vicious blow while his opponent reached out for a handshake. A clear act of disrespect in an attempt to intimidate Fedor Emelianenko. But the end for these arrogant rats is always satisfying.
Sedelnikov in the all-black.
Now, Saltashik doesn't seem to respect Sedelnikov's power at all. Walking forward with his hands down, not concerned about a counterpunch at all.
Sedelnikov is a big man at 229 pounds, and he looks very small.
Breathing heavy already, looks like he may be a little bit fatigued. It's hard carrying that much weight around the ring. Hands are very, very low.
Are you surprised that he hasn't gone to the ground yet?
Not at all.
Oh, big right hand punch, and that's it. Stopping the fight.
This dirty move, carried out by this cowardly rat the moment his opponent turned his back, is despicable and has nothing to do with sportsmanship. This cheap fighter is Timur Farufi, notorious for his endless dirty tricks. When he saw his Iranian opponent calm, he pounced on him like a rabid dog trying to intimidate him. Despite this despicable behavior, the Iranian fighter remained calm, waiting to punish this cheap fighter in the ring.
Вали, походу, видимо, был геймплан провести в клинче,
100%.
не переходить в стойку. И тут, честно сказать, тут перевес, так как Тимур Фартух. Все, опа, инцидент.
А с кем должен был драться?
С Залимханом Юсуповым.
Да?
И он вышел на замену, и тут...
Ну, несмотря на это, Али согласился, да?
Тимур меньше на 7 килограмм.
This arrogant fighter always relies on dirty tactics, provoking and mocking his opponents, especially when he thinks they're weaker than him. After every strike, this dirty fighter mocked his opponent, but the humble French fighter showed the spirit of a true hero. He waited for the right moment, then sent that cocky rat to the shadow realm.
That's going to slow down his footwork. That's going to give Joe the opportunity to move around a bit more. If I'm in Joe's corner, I'm screaming at him, telling him to go to that leg again. On Johan's corner, I'm telling him to close the distance.
Johan Sagas, final 3 minutes.
Ooh, Joe with a high kick that lands and then a jab to follow it up. Again with the jab.
Looks like right here, this clown's remote control malfunctioned. Why else would he be expressing his feelings in the middle of the fight? Look at this cocky man's face, a slave to the taunt, but the ending, the cocky rat got fit him perfectly.
Stupid idiot.
Look at this arrogant monster pumped up on steroids, walking with swagger, overconfident in his fake tattooed muscles, unlike his humble opponent. Look at the arrogant gorilla, the way he stares with such disgust in his dirty, disrespectful attitude toward his opponent, believing that his opponent's humility is a weakness. The bullying gorilla entered the fight with an arrogant smile, thinking he'd easily destroy his humble opponent. But karma didn't spare this vain, tattooed creature. This fighter is just plain dirty, kissing his opponent, then landing a treacherous punch, a cheap, unsportsmanlike act that shows no respect for the sport. This fighter has become completely conceited, intoxicated by his success, believing he can defeat anyone who stands in his way, behaving arrogantly, doing whatever he pleases. But that arrogance was brought to an end by veteran fighter Peter Graham, with an unbelievable knockout blow that taught the cocky rat a harsh lesson in respect.
이 눈에 보이는 피크그램에게 먹히지 않고 있기 때문에 너무 가깝게 하는 상황이네요. 이제 3라운드 얼마 남지 않았습니다. 마지막 한 방이 필요할 때죠. 어퍼컷. 좋아요, 받아. 좌우 연타.
다시 주먹을 줬습니다. 하이킥 원아리.
오히려 원활히 주심이 맞을 뻔했어요.
못 일어납니다. 이거 못 일어나요. 경기 종료. 끝났습니다. 이거. 피터그래요.
정말 백스핀 킥 빼고 돌려차기로 웃고 돌려차기로 웃는 선수가 돼버렸습니다.